This exercise we're going to do is the power snatch. This involves hip and knee extension, which is done by your glutes, your hamstrings, and your quads. It also has ankle plantar flexion, which is done by your calves. Upper body wise, there's shoulder flexion, abduction, elbow or shoulder elevation, elbow flexion, and elbow extension. That is done by your deltoids, your biceps, and your triceps. This is done in the sagittal plane of motion. There could be range of motion issues if you have poor shoulder mobility or back pain. To help that, you could take the bar up a little bit, put some boxes under it to help with some mobility issues. So you're going to grip the bar in a wide position with a pronated grip. And the first phase is going to be, you have to go up and drive your hips in forward, and then you're going to duck under and then catch. So it's like this. Some of the eccentric action when you're going down, like when you're going to squat, is your quads. The concentric would be your hamstrings, but you would switch it when you're going in the up phase. There's no spotters for this exercise. If you think you're going to do something, you just drop the bar. Some activities of daily living that would benefit from this would be having to put heavy boxes onto a shelf. And for sports, a good sport to do this would be cheerleading, like the guys that lift people up. And yeah, that's about it. You can pause it. All right, I don't need to watch it.
One take.
All right, now we're gonna do the hang clean or the power clean. This is also again done with hip and knee extension, which is done by your glutes, your hamstrings, and your quads. You'll have ankle plantar flexion, which is done by your calves, elbow flexion, which is done by your biceps. This is again done in the sagittal plane of motion. You're gonna grip the bar in a neutral position with a pronated grip. The range of motion is gonna go from about a quarter squat to triple extension, back to a quarter squat, and then back to extension. If you have range of motion issues for this, it's probably due to poor shoulder mobility, not being able to get the bar up. And you can also do them with boxes if you can't reach down low enough to grab the bar. So to do this, you're going to grab the bar. You're going to go into a little bit of an RDL. So you're going to bend over, you're going to come up, catch, and stand back up. It's really important to keep the bar super close to your body when you're doing this. You don't want to go up like this and then catch it. So keep the bar really close to your body, catch, and stand back up, and you put it down. Some sports that would benefit from this would be sprinters due to the rapid hip and knee extension that's similar to sprinting. Activities of daily living could be picking up children from the floor and bringing them up to your chest. Again, there's no spotter for this exercise. If something goes wrong, you just drop the bar. All right, now we're gonna do the one-arm dumbbell snatch. To do this, again, it's gonna be hip and knee extension, which is done by your quads, and then your hamstrings and your glutes. Ankle plantar flexion, which is your calves. Shoulder flexion, abduction, and elevation, which is done by your delts. And then you'll have elbow flexion, which is your biceps, and elbow extension, which is your triceps. This is again in the sagittal plane of motion. There's no spotter needed. If it's too heavy, you just drop the dumbbell. Some range of motion issues would be poor shoulder mobility and just poor flexibility. So if you needed to, you could start it from a box and go up. So this, obviously, you're just going to go down, grab it. It's similar to a snatch. It's just going to be with one hand, so it has the same phases. But you're going grab it, come up and catch it. A sport that would benefit from this would be, again, cheerleading, the people that lift the people up. And an activity of daily living would be waitresses carrying trays.